Mom? Mom? Mommy?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most stressful scenes from TV shows that wrecked us. For this list, we won't be touching the trauma we've experienced from animated shows or anime, because we all know that deserves a top 10 list of its own. Beware though, because if these moments aren't burnt into your retinas already, you will be attacked by rogue spoilers. Number 10, Derek's death. Grey's Anatomy. Nothing compares to the pain of getting emotionally attached to a character like you've known them forever, only for them to be offed for the plot. The impact of Derek Shepherd, aka McDreamy, was so magnanimous on Grey's Anatomy that we all thought he'd be immune to a tragic fate, thanks to plot armor.
She told me not to worry. She told me everything would be fine. Funny, isn't it? The way memory works. The things you can't quite remember, and the things you can never forget.
The show took that comforting misconception and shattered it into pieces when he died.
You're not dead. I know you're not dead. You know how I know? Because I can feel your pulse. Which means your heart is beating, which means you're not dead, okay?
Although he had a noble death, saving lives until he physically couldn't anymore, it left us broken. However, it was watching Meredith lose the love of her life that crushed our souls. We're never getting over this.
Does that about cover it, Doctor?
Is that what you want to talk to me about? While I sit here with my sleeping children? You want to talk about killing my husband? Give me the papers.
Ma'am.
Give me the papers!
Number 9, the loss of Marshall's dad, How I Met Your Mother. The happier the character, the more it hurts to see them in pain. Marshall was undoubtedly one of the most wholesome characters on How I Met Your Mother, so it was particularly heartbreaking to see him cope with his dad's untimely passing, moments after finding out about his ability to become a father himself.
No, can't do it.
No, but baby, I yanked on his beard. He checks out.
I really don't have time for this.
No, Barney, doctor, wait, please. Can you just give us a couple minutes? Lily, how can I convince you that this is not Barney?
Even though this episode is called Bad News, and it does count down to the revelation, no one expected a loss so great in a sitcom. It was a shock for Jason Segel too, who didn't know what the news would be until Lily shared it with his character. Segel's genuine reaction, devastated but contained, added authenticity to the moment, making it unforgettable.
You're here! Oh my God! I love you so much, can you believe it?
Marshall. Something's happened. Your father, he had a heart attack. He didn't make it.
Number 8, the Doctor bids farewell to Rose. Doctor Who.
It's called Darlig Stranden.
Dalek.
Darlig. It's Norwegian for bad. This translates as bad wolf bay. How long have we got?
Get yourself a man who will burn up a son just to say goodbye. Actually, scratch that. Get one who won't have to save the world. As the war between the Daleks and the Cybermen rages on in Doomsday, the Doctor and Rose are thrown into a parallel universe. They barely get the chance to say their goodbye, but the Doctor's a romantic. Giving Rose the closure that she deserves, he meets her one last time through a projection. The moment is so emotionally charged that the most they can manage is small talk until Rose finally cracks. Her teary confession of love hangs in the air while the Doctor's image disappears. He missed his last chance to say I love you, and that haunts us to this day.
I love you.
It's quite right.
Number 7, Jack's death. This Is Us. Show's creators have way too much power. When fans found out that Jack had died in This Is Us, the feeling of betrayal was unbelievable. In the highly acclaimed episode Super Bowl Sunday, we follow Jack as he rescues his family from a fire caused by a faulty crock pot.
come on, stay low.
The sequence is heroic, and the Pearsons make it out alive. However, the smoke Jack inhaled belatedly gives him a heart attack, taking his life. Unable to witness his final moments, Rebecca, played by Mandy Moore, is swallowed by grief, but must put on a brave face, lest her children break down. Moore gives us the performance of a lifetime when Rebecca crumbles, leaving us gutted. Television history was made, but at what cost?
I am afraid we've lost him. Mrs. Pearson, your husband has died.
Number 6, Giongs' Sacrifice, Squid Game. Hwang Dong-hyuk's magnum opus is gut-wrenching at every turn. However, it was a moment of quiet sacrifice that broke fans' hearts the most. Player 240, Ji-young, endeared herself to viewers within just a few scenes.
너 뭐 하는 거야? 내가 졌네. 너 뭐 하는 짓이냐고. 구슬을 그냥 놓쳤어. 이거냐? 무조건 이기게 해준다는 게?
So when she paired up with Sae-byok, everyone hoped for them to come out of the game together. Squid Game, being the sadistic nightmare it is, turned them against each other. Little did we know, Ji-young had already given up her will to live. So instead of grasping at straws, she turned her time with Sae-byok into a confessional, bearing her soul before giving up her life. Sae-byok moves forward on borrowed time, but a part of her dies with Ji-young. Director Hwang, we're never forgiving you for this.
고마워. 나랑 같이 해줘서.
Number 5, the breakup of the century, Fleabag.
Oh. I just can't believe you did that. I know.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge hits us right in the solar plexus with this one. The final episode of Fleabag Season 2 ends on the most harrowing anti-climax. Our titular character professes her love for Andrew Scott's hot priest and lets him go in the same breath. Her need to confess is more for her own catharsis than out of any expectation from him.
They always lie. It'll magically come in a minute. Yeah. They're really into each other, those two. It's nice.
They really pulled it off.
Still, when he tells her that her love, like everything else, shall pass, the truth of it all goes down like bitter medicine. Rather than a pang of hurt, the priest leaves behind a dull ache. Yet, when you sit with the words, like Fleabag does, they're also strangely comforting. Only Phoebe can break our hearts and mend them at the same time.
It's God, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Number 4, Joel's death, The Last of Us. We knew this was coming and it still ripped us apart. In Season 2 of The Last of Us, Abby nearly beats Joel to death with a golf club, breaks it in half, and stabs him in the neck.
You don't get to rush this.
In the process, she avenges her Firefly father, a doctor Joel killed, to save Ellie. The scene is unhinged, with Abby abandoning any semblance of humanity in the heat of revenge. However, the final blow to our emotional dam was the way Ellie helplessly watched her father figure take his last breath. She crawls to his lifeless body, snuggling up like a child in desperate need of warmth, and it brings on the waterworks. Needless to say, we had to touch some grass to recover.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't do it, please! Please don't! Please don't!
Number 3, Eddie breaks down, Adolescence.
You're coming nowhere near Bertie boy.
How did we make it, Ellie?
Same way we made him.
Stephen Graham's appalling brilliance in this scene cements his place as one of the finest actors of our generation. Throughout the show, his character Eddie struggles to come to terms with the crime his son Jamie committed. His own flesh and blood taking such a monstrous form unnerves him, even more so because he feels responsible for Jamie's situation as a father.
You remember what Jenny said?
Yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah, and I'm not. I'm not blocking you, honest, I'm not doing that.
His little boy has slipped out of his reach and gone astray without him knowing. So guilt consumes him until he's left wailing in Jamie's bedroom, his cries muffled by nothing but the pillow that the youngster once laid his heavy head on. Without cuts or needless adornments, the scene is as raw as an open wound, and boy, does it hurt. Number 2, Hodor's death. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is filled to the brim with the most mind-numbing tragedies, and viewers have no choice but to make peace with them. Despite knowing that, Hodor's death hit us like a ton of bricks. On the one hand, he dies protecting Bran, staving off the Whites. Then, as a double whammy, his gruesome death traumatizes his younger self. Back when he was still a promising lad, Willis through Bran's warging mishap. The vision of his end gives the boy a seizure, engraving the words "hold the door" as yelled by Mira into his mind. This eventually got shortened to Hodor, the only word that he could say, and his name. In a way, Hodor died twice, and it continues to pain us even now. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Remembering Finn, Glee.
I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong.
Actor Corey Monteith's sudden demise, aged 31, was an unimaginable loss for fans worldwide. He had brought love and laughter into the lives of millions with his beloved character Finn in Glee, alongside several other works. So, to honour his legacy, Glee decided to pay homage to Finn, who was also revealed to have passed on. Through musical tributes and moments of personal grieving shown via characters like Carol, Rachel, Puck, Santana and Mr. Shu, the show helped fans process their sorrow. However, the void that Corey and Finn left behind could never be filled. The star continues to be dearly missed.
I loved Finn, and he loved me, and he loved all of you guys. I know he did. I like to sing in the car, and before Finn, I used to sing alone.
If you could delete any of these scenes from existence, which one would it be? Comment down below.